Hello, and welcome to another episode of the 215 Moto Unstoppable Podcast. I'm your host, Gerald McColgan, and as always, man, I'm all revved up and ready to go with another epic and inspiring episode. So grab that cup of coffee, get comfortable, and get ready to reignite your passion for power sports, resilience, and personal growth. Now let's go. I just kind of want to remind everyone, man, that this show is all about empowering motorcyclists to live their best lives, both on and off the bike, and also keeping that 215 Moto ethos of grit, resilience, and freedom alive. Now today, it's gonna be another short one. We're gonna dive into two listener emails. I I keep going back to the emails, and I apologize that they start backing up a little bit. I do want to try and address each one, but sometimes I scan through them and I see if it's something that we haven't talked about before. So in this case, I found two emails, man, that were just great topics of discussion. So today we're going to dive into two of those emails, man. And then we're also going to explore one of the most critical things in life, who we surround ourselves with. And that's something that I think about all the time, and it kind of gave me the idea to create this episode. All right, so let's jump right in. Our first email comes from Jason in Pittsburgh, and he writes, Gerald, winter has hit hard. I'm stuck indoors with no way to ride. Any tips for how I can stay connected to the motorcycle lifestyle, even when I can't hit the road? Dude, Jason, again, thanks for reaching out. This is a great question, and one that so many riders are struggling with in the off season. So do I have advice on this? Absolutely, man. And I kind of put together just a few things that I wanted to talk about for you. Okay. Number one thing to do in the off season, man, is work on your bike. Get your bike in shape. Check your tires, lube the chain, perform any maintenance that you've been putting off. The off season is the perfect time to ensure your machine is up to par, man, and ready to go. Another thing that's just kind of popped into my head is I believe that a lot of the dealerships have a discounted winter labor rate. I know they did when I was working in the dealerships. So it's even better, man. Like, if you're not someone that works on their own bike, bring it over to the dealership, man. Like, drop it off and say, hey, let's go through a checklist of things that I'd like for my bike to get fixed or corrected, or just kind of check it and make sure everything's in good standing so the bike's ready to go. I do know, here in Philadelphia, as so many other places, we may get hit with a cold snap that lasts a week, possibly 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden we get sunny and 45 or sunny and 50. And for me, I head out on the bike. That's a perfect time to go for a ride. I don't necessarily get up on the highway and start riding at any crazy speeds, but what I will do is, man, I'll just zip around the city, man, and just get back out on the bike and just enjoy that feeling of riding again. So you always gotta, stay ready so you don't have to get ready, man. Words that I live by. Absolutely, man. Something else that just keeps popping into my head is the off season is a perfect time to go over your riding gear. Or are you due for a new helmet? Helmets do have expiration dates. We got to take care of that helmet, so we take care of our heads. A lot of people are riding around with helmets that are just outdated, man. They can no longer absorb the energy, in case of impact. So it's important, man. Check the date on your helmet. It's usually on the inside, underneath the liner. It kind of goes back and forth. Some say between 5 and 8 years, whatever. But now is a perfect time to take advantage of deals and sales. Pick up a new helmet. Go out and look for, new jackets or something that you're going to be excited to start riding come the riding season. Make sure that gear if you're interested in switching over a different style of riding boots, or to start using riding boots, off season is a perfect time to pick up a pair, because now you can start breaking them in. You can wear them around the house a little bit. You can experiment with different socks or whatever you're going to wear in them, but just kind of breaking them in and getting them ready for the season. Another great thing to do in the off season is definitely check your gear. Trying to keep everything into that, motorcycle lifestyle with my suggestions. Here's a great suggestion. How about strength training? If you can't get out and ride, go to the gym, man. Start working on your upper body strength. Start working on your legs. Develop that core muscle group that us as riders need to perform better on a bike. And also, man, use the off season to, lose weight. So many people pack weight on in the wintertime, but the wintertime is a perfect time to get to the gym, experiment with new diets and new, health regimens, and just think about the better shape you're in, the better you're going to be able to ride. Absolutely, man. Like when you have, your forearms, your arms, your upper body, for me, I'm always trying to work, of course, on my lower back and building core strength in my lower back, So when I eventually do get to the track, I'm in better shape. My cardio is a lot higher. The off season is a great time to just, like I said, man, go over there and just sweat. And a great thing to do, man, like if you're at the gym and you're on, say, a treadmill or on a elliptical, put some races on, put something in that's going to really inspire you to get in better shape, because you want to ride, because you want to be a better rider. Especially the guys that do track days and stuff like that, man. Like, just develop those core muscle groups that are needed to ride a motorcycle well. That reminds me of something else, man. You keep hearing about this Apex Riding Academy, and my guy Kevin, he's been at dealerships, and people who have never experienced the simulator, they get an opportunity to get on that. And I tell you what, man, that is one hell of a workout. And it deals directly with the muscle groups that you're going to use when you're riding a motorcycle. And you'll feel it right away. You'll feel that, developing your core strength to be able to throw a bike around, especially if you're out there on the track, man, for people who are doing track days. The better shape that you're in, and you can do that in the off season because, you're not out riding, use that time to go over the gym and start building that workout routine with the mindset that it's going to make you a better rider. And that's definitely something that I want to strongly recommend for the off season. Get yourself in better shape. Also, too, a great thing in the off season is there's so many programs that are online that you can take that deal directly with riding, that talk about riding positions. They talk about bike maintenance. It's just so much that you can keep doing to keep active in that motorcycle lifestyle. And honestly, when the season comes, because it's coming quickly, I believe I read something the other day. It was talking about the Riders Club first track day. I think it's like 45 days away or something like that, but it's like it's not that far off, man. So again, get your bike in order, get your body in order, develop that strength, and then start training, man. Right? Reach out to Kevin at Apex Riding Academy, man. See if you can get some sessions on the simulator, work on that body position, develop those skills. You know, if you haven't seen or heard of Apex Riding Academy, I highly recommend, you know, give them a follow, reach out to them, see if you could set up a time to go try the simulator. I'm telling you, man, you will not be disappointed. And it's frigging amazing. It's so much fun. You know, you can train on it, or you can kind of like challenge your skills by going up against a pro rider. It's amazing, man. So please, please reach out to Kevin and Brittany over there at Apex Riding Academy, and you know, see if they're doing another event, which they are doing another event. We have the Atlantic City motorcycle show coming up. How cool is that for something to do in the off season? Reach out to your crew, you know, reach out to the people that you normally ride with and say, hey man, let's all get together and road trip, like, you know, head down to the Atlantic City motorcycle show. And just to kind of keep in that vibe, man, like keep it going. And when you're there, check out Kevin with the Apex Riding Academy. I'm telling you, man, the thing is awesome. And it's only getting better as he's implementing, you know, VR in it and stuff like that. It's just, I'm looking forward to when I have time and I can head up there and start training on it, you know, before the riding season begins. So hopefully these are some incredible, you know, suggestions that I'm saying to keep going in this motorcycle lifestyle. You know, another thing, man, get your crew together and talk about possible trips, you know, things you want to do come the season. I believe some of the groups have put out their schedule, which is, it's amazing because you can start planning the rides that you're going to do. If you're going to do a long group ride somewhere, you know, now's the time, you know, book rooms, plan out the route you're going to take, and try and figure out, man, like, and then have that on your calendar. Like, I'm a calendar guy, man. Like, when you start marking things in your calendar, it's just so many cool things to look forward to, right? And we all know how fast time goes by, and when you have cool shit down in the calendar, they just come that much quicker, right? And then you end up doing more when you plan more instead of that last minute, let's get together and ride type stuff. So hopefully, man, they were some suggestions that I wanted to offer you, you know, out there. Jason out there in Pittsburgh, I'm sure he's probably in the cold and in the snow right now. So, hey, I appreciate you sending in, Jason, and good luck with everything, man. You know, hit me up again and let me know how you made out or what you've been up to. All right. Now going on to the email number 2. Okay, so this email, when I came across it, it kind of hit home, and it gave me an idea to do another short podcast where I can address emails and kind of talk about some of the things, you know, self-development, life type things, and again, just trying to kind of motivate and introduce some, you know, possibly new ideas to motorcyclists to help better and improve their lives, you know. So, all right, so this email comes from Marcus in Philly, and I wonder if we've ever met Marcus. So again, man, like, hit me up if you're out there riding, or if you're ever out, you know, Art Museum, Kelly Drive area, just let me know, man. So here's the email. Gerald, I've been struggling lately. I know the crowd I'm hanging with is holding me back. Lots of partying, drinking, and no focus. But I've been friends with them for years. I feel stuck. Any advice? I absolutely have advice on this, and I understand fully the position you're in. Honestly, Marcus, it's important that you have your goals. Set your goals. And if you remember a little while back, we have that mindset. Does this bring me closer to my goals? Yes or no? The answer is no. Move on, man. Do something else. You know, just real quick, that pops into my head. If these people are your friends and you are trying to better and improve your life, like, they're going to understand that, or they're going to want the best for you. Okay, there's nothing wrong with wanting to better yourself and improve your life. And sometimes, man, the people we spend the time with are not the best examples of people we should be with, you know. And then you got to ask yourself, man, are these people, are they helping? Are they hindering your growth? Life is about forward momentum. And if they're pulling you backward, man, it's definitely time to reevaluate who you're spending your time with. We can't change the people that are around us, but we can change who we choose to spend our time with. And it's also important to start setting some boundaries too. You don't have to cut them all off, completely right away. Start by creating those boundaries. Spend less time in those environments, that don't serve you, and focus on activities that align with your goals, man. Like, for me personally, I remember Fridays used to be very difficult for me. I would get done work and, be honest with you, man, I wanted to get home and whether, crack open a beer and start partying and drinking. So one thing that helped me get through that is I would go to the gym, because I knew going to the gym was better for me and would help bring me closer to my goals than cracking that beer open and looking for people to, party and drink with. Honestly, there's going to be people in your life that they're not good for you, and you'll be better off not spending that time with them. I know it sucks, man. It sounds hard, but we're all on our own personal journeys. My journey is different than others and people that I know and I used to spend time with. It's not that I don't want the best for them, but they're not necessarily the best for me. And it does kind of suck, and a lot of times people will kind of take it the wrong way. And I guess that's why it's important to develop a conversation with them and let them know, man, like, hey, dude, I'm trying to work on this. I'm trying to drink less. I'm trying to smoke less. I'm trying to party less. I'm trying to work harder on my career. I'm trying to develop a new business. I'm trying to get in better shape and better health, man. Like, if these people really care about you, like, they're going to encourage it. And that makes me think, now you're becoming a positive example for them, because who knows, like, they may be thinking, I'm tired of this shit, man. Like, you got to admit, you get to a point, like, who wants to, remember, life is a gift, man. You want to be doing positive and productive things with it. And you don't want to be wasting time being all banged up or hungover or any of that bullshit. It's just not worth it, man. There's so many more amazing, wonderful things you can be doing, especially if you have your goals. If you're working towards your goals, there could be celebrations in there. You can go out and still have fun, but you have to know when to say, my night is over and I'm going home. Because, Marcus, I do know in Philly, there are some rough areas, and, shit goes bad so quickly And we have so much life to live for. You don't want to get caught in some bullshit situation in a place where you don't want to be, around people that are bad for you, and jeopardize your life. Like, it's just not worth it, man. And try and say that to your friends. Have them come over. You know, I was gonna say, like, have them come over your house and hang out and talk and bullshit. Like, are they people you ride with? Or are they just friends from the block, friends from the neighborhood? Like, they need they may need a positive role model in their life, and that may end up becoming you. So it's important, man. So again, man, when it comes to dealing with that, like, you got to do what's best for you. You got to do what is going to keep your momentum moving forward. No matter what it may be. It may be time to explore and find a new crew, a new group of friends who align better in with what you're trying to accomplish. If you're if you're trying to get in shape, it's better to kind of develop people who also are working towards that. Me, I got to be careful. I don't like overeating, and I get in these situations where people aren't thinking about that, and they're just like packing it in, and then I'm more likely to say, okay, yeah, let me eat something, and then I end up regretting it. So you just got to watch. You control the situations you put yourself in. Try and make better choices. Just be aware of who's around you. Be aware of the situation you're in, and be aware of your goals. Is this bringing me closer to my goal? Yes or no? If you say no, man, you got to step to the side. And if those people are just in that area or in that mindset, I'm sorry, man, they're not good for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. People change. Everyone changes. So when I came across that email, it kind of led me to this idea of the importance of who we surround ourselves with, and it wanted me to kind of put a little something out there today to address that. So now let's dive deeper into the company we keep. Man, there's a famous saying, and hopefully everyone has heard it before, that you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with most. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So write it down, man. Make a list. Who do you spend the most time with? And then think about those individuals, and think about if those are people that are in line with who you wish to become or who you're trying to become. Again, stick with your goals, man. Like, if you're hanging out with people, and I'm trying not to be harsh, man, but it's very important with who we surround ourselves with. The people around us, man, they influence our mindsets, our habits, and the trajectory in life. If you're surrounded by negativity, you can't help but absorb it. But if you're around ambition and positivity, man, you'll rise up with it, man. And we control the situations we put ourselves in. Ask yourself, is this person good for me? Is this situation good for me? I'm sorry, but if the answer is no, you control that. Step away from it. And if the person makes a comment, I've heard, like, you don't hang out with us no more. And I'm like, well, I'm always moving forward, man, and I'm sorry. And it just doesn't, sometimes it just doesn't align with my goals and the direction that I'm wishing to head. So it's important to take a hard look at your relationships, man. Are they adding value to your life, or are they draining you? This doesn't mean cutting everyone off like we said before, but it does mean prioritizing those who uplift and challenge you. Be intentional. Seek individuals that are and will be better for you. Find new friends, man. Like if you're in an environment that you feel so strongly about, if you're at the gym and you see a dude like getting it, man, be like, hey man, I'm getting involved in strength training, and I ride a motorcycle, and I want to develop, more core strength so I become a better rider. Like just spark a conversation with somebody. I'm sure they're going to reach out or respond back and be like, yo man, that's awesome, dude. When I see dudes at the gym, man, and they're like ripped, like they're the ones I'm going to ask a question. If I say, hey man, like I'm trying to, work on strengthening my back, and who better to get advice for? And then who knows, man, like you may develop a conversation. And then the next time you go in the gym, it's like, yo, what's up, man? How are you? And you develop kind of a relationship. And who knows, it may end up being a future friend, I love it when, I'll be at the gym and I wear 215 Moto basically all day, every day. And people will ask, people see the hat. What is that? And I get an opportunity to talk about the brand and talk about the podcast. And people are like blown away by it. And then they have the opportunity to hopefully develop, maybe a new customer, or even just maybe a new fan, or just someone out there to help give me encouragement and to help me keep working on everything and what I'm doing. I do know there are a lot of people who they don't want to give up the old friends, man. They don't want to give up the old block. They don't want to give up the old neighborhood. And in some cases, man, it leads to their demise. It's a shame. It's a shame. But I think what I touched in before is don't be afraid to become the new influence. People have talked to me about, anyone who knew me when I was drinking, and we're several years sober now, and some people thought, oh my God, man, I can't believe you stopped drinking, because of it was such a big part of my life. And it gives me the opportunity to be a good positive influence and say, hey man, like I've never felt better in my life. My mind has never been sharper. I feel proud of myself. I'm never wasting time being hungover, or I could get up early on a Saturday or a Sunday and go to the gym, or if it's nice out, I can go riding, or I can go ride my BMX bike, or I could go snowboarding. Like, I honestly feel that I changed for the good. And there are some people, man, it wasn't easy. You know what I'm saying, dude? Like, it was not easy at all. But I stuck with it and I made it through. And that's like with everything in life. So to say to someone who, we're just getting ready to finish up, what do they call it? Like dry January, like where people, after the holidays, they stop drinking for a month. And I think that's wonderful, because when you can regain control, it's important. When you can't, then there might be a problem there. But when people can go for a long period of time without drinking, they'll realize that they don't need it. Like, they don't need it in their lives. They start to feel better. They accomplish more. And like I said, man, like sometimes you just may have to become the positive role model for a group. If we're the average of the 5 people we hang out with, spend the most time with the most, then maybe it's time for you to be that leader You know, we all know the world needs more leaders and less followers. So it's important, man. And sometimes walking away from situations that are bad for you, it's, again, like so many things we talk about, man, it's easier said than done. So just to kind of close that out, man, like just remember, you know, your circle is your power, you know, so choose wisely, because the right company can elevate you to heights you never thought possible. So just kind of wanted to touch base on that a little bit. And as always, if you have any questions about this, you know, again, man, like let me say to Marcus, like, hey Marcus, man, we can talk about this much more. You know, let me know, you know, reach back out. Let me know where you are with it. Let me know, like, did you talk to anybody? Like, did you talk to your crew, your friends? You know, put it out there. You know, say, hey man, I'm going to start trying to get some things in order, or I'm just going to take a break, because it's just, it's important, man. You make these tough decisions so you can keep working towards your goals, and who knows what you can accomplish, you know?